Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video. And yes, of course, continuing on reviewing the Marvel films, and now we've come back to another one of these films featuring none other than the Fantastic Four with Fantastic Four. The Rise of the Silver Surfer. So, yeah, and, especially since, the first film, I don't know, it was and, especially when the sequel come out, apparently it wasn't that good as well, and gosh, even I'm looking at this too, like on Rotten Tomatoes, a 37% score, wow, well, who cares what some of the others think, and for me, I actually quite enjoyed, this film, actually. I really think that the first two Fantastic Fours are not that bad, so... But anyways, the story. Reed, Susan, Johnny, and Ben face an intergalactic messenger who has arrived to prepare Earth for its destruction, while the enigmatic being wreaks havoc around the world. The heroic quartet must also contend with the unexpected return of their enemy, Dr. Victor Von Doom. And once again, this film being directed by Tim Story. Okay, so the second film, because it's not just the Silver Surfer showing up, but also even say. At this point, Susan and Reed, they are planning to get married, of course, and even say if it's being broadcast or this is being on the news and so on. But of course, all of the cast are back, of course. Ian Grufford once again as Reed Richards. If I might have pronounced his full name wrong, I apologize. Jessica Alba, once again, as Susan Storm. Chris Evans as Johnny Storm / Human Torch. And Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing. And, of course, Julian... I can't pronounce it. I'm having trouble pronouncing his last name. Back as Dr. Doom. And Silver Surfer, being played by Doug Jones. He is the body for Silver Surfer, while Silver Surfer's voice is the voice of Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, so Lawrence Fishburne as the voice of Silver Surfer, he was not bad as voicing Silver Surfer. And was this the only... No, he might have... He probably did voice Silver Surfer, say, for the video game or something. I'll have to look, but... Also some, other familiar faces, there was Kerry Washington. She's back as Alicia, the Thing's girlfriend, basically. We'll even say, their wedding does get interrupted by Silver Surfer. I also like this. There's a funny moment, especially since some pretty good moments between Johnny and Ben, and especially when Johnny asks Ben the question about him and Alicia, how do you two... that's none of your business. Okay, I'm just concerned. And him mentioning a rock slide, and he's running off, and, I'll show you a rock slide. It's really funny, yeah. Even say, Dr. Doom, again, he's back, and he's investigating and, keeping his eye on Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer, at one point, he does interrupt the wedding, even when, say, the army came in. The General Hager being played by Andre Braugher, if I said that right. And there was Nova, Captain Nova, I think, yeah. Being played by Bayou Garrett. I think that's about right, So, they come in, they ask for Johnny's help or something, and unfortunately, because he made a promise to Susan, he refuses. He denies it, and, they're, especially the General, because I believe so, yeah, the General and Reed, they knew each other, I think even, since high school, I want to say? I don't know, and he was a bit disappointed in Reed, because again, Reed made a promise to Susan that they would be married, but unfortunately, Reed, he did kind of still did help out. And, unfortunately, Silver Surfer coming in and, causing to ruin the wedding, and even say also Human Torch chasing after him. But unfortunately, after he touched Silver Surfer, something happened with Johnny. And at one point, like, Susan touched Johnny, and she got his powers, and he got her powers. And basically, whenever one of them touches Johnny, they get his power, and he gets their powers. Again, Susan got, her brother's powers, and even say a funny moment between her and Reed, I'm on fire! You're on fire! You think? Especially because, when they touch each other again, he gets his powers back, and she gets her invisible powers back. Of course, she burned her clothes off, and once again, she's naked. That's pretty funny. And and she has a point when when she turns invisible, she's like, why does this always happen to me? And right after that, another hilarious moment when Thing, like, he just wanted to hug him, and, Johnny, he was being serious at telling, saying, this is serious, and Johnny becomes the Thing, and, Thing turns back as Ben, hey, it's me, I'm back. His shirt's a bit on fire, and, it's really funny because Johnny looking himself, in the reflection, and oh my God, come on, we just said this is serious. Oh yeah, serious. And yeah, it's pretty funny. Even say when at one point they are on, like, they're on the track, and before that, like, Johnny overheard Reed and Susan about, like, leaving, and they would start a family, and that basically upsets Johnny and Ben, thinking that it was going to be the end of the team, the group, Fantastic Four. And as they are assigned to, like, track down the location of where Silver Surfer is, and there's the Ferris wheel, I think this is in London? Yeah, probably so, because they have a giant Ferris wheel there. And a giant, like, sinkhole in the water, and, at one point, because it causes the Ferris wheel to break off, and, Mr. Fantastic trying to hold on to it. But at one point, when Silver Surfer was chasing after Silver Surfer, I think a pole hit Johnny, and he hit Reed Richards, and Richards got got Johnny's powers, and Johnny got Reed's powers, and that almost caused the Ferris wheel to crash, but somehow, they found a way to put it back in its position, especially for Reed. He used the flames to, seal the Ferris wheel in its place, etc. And at one point, earlier, Dr. Doom came face-to-face with Silver Surfer. It didn't go so well when Victor told Silver Surfer that they could work together, and, Silver Surfer told him that, that there was no chance, and that, it was the world was coming to an end. Somehow, when Victor struck electric at him, well, Silver Surfer didn't like that and kind of force pushed him, and that somehow managed to turn Victor Von Doom back the way he was. And basically, Victor made a deal with the army, and unfortunately, Victor Von Doom and the Fantastic Four are forced to team up to take on the Silver Surfer. And even when they were there in the wilderness, and they're setting up devices, and another funny moment with Ben. He comes face to face with a grizzly bear. It is a grizzly bear, yeah. And, Ben, calling him by different bear names, Smokey and Boo Boo. You scare me there, Smokey. You're kind of cute. And the bear roars at him, and he roars back at it, and that scares the bear away. Yeah, that's right. You keep running, Boo Boo. Overgrown furball. And even Silver Surfer, I should say Susan, coming face to face with the Silver Surfer. And, Silver Surfer telling Susan that he's not the destroyer, but somebody out in space is, and he's just, obeying him, and he's his servant. Unfortunately, Silver Surfer, he is captured and held hostage, and, the Fantastic Four, they find a way to like, talk to Silver Surfer more, well, especially Susan. At one point, Victor, he does, of course, betray the general, killing him and a couple of other army men. And I also forgot to mention, like, throughout, like sometimes in the film, like, moments where Johnny was kind of hitting on Nova, part of the army, and, I'm not sure, because what to make up of Nova. Is she, like, she did have a thing for Johnny, even say she was, like, really being serious or something, but she even set Johnny straight of, being a show-off or stuff like that. She had a point, but still, Johnny, he knew that, because, well, he knew, because he is a hero, and there's so much I can say, but you get my point. Even when, well, when they do save Silver Surfer and she has them at gunpoint, even Johnny telling her that, that the world is, is at a risk. No, not risk. Is at stake, basically, and they have to save the day. And of course, yeah, because I almost forgot to mention, Victor got a hold, gained control of the surfboard, basically. And of course, they're the Fantastic Four's own private jet. Well, it has a name, but I can't remember. It's the first time we see this in the Fantastic Four film, and they use it, and it can separate, and they go after Victor Doom. Even when, say, he's like, let's go for a spin. He has them spinning around. But, of course, at one point, and even when they make their way to Tokyo? Yeah, Tokyo. Well, at one point, Victor was about to launch, like, a spike or something, like, at the Silver Surfer. But, of course, Susan, tried to stop it with her force powers, but it struck her. And of course, Johnny took all of their powers to fight off against Dr. Doom, and with Ben, at one point he's back as his old self. He uses a crane, and once Silver Surfer kind of gets him off this, once Human Torch gets Victor off the surfboard and launches him, and Victor uses the crane and with a ball basically, and hits him, and he falls into the water, and he goes down, and that's the last we see of Victor Von Doom. Literally, that's the last we see of him. We don't see what happens to him. There's no end credit scene with him. That's it. And that's a way for his demise. And if there had been a Fantastic Four 3, he would have come back, I guess, obviously. But anyways, and at one point, Susan does die, but Silver Surfer, he gets control of his surfboard again, and he basically sacrifices himself. Well, he kind of revives Susan, but it kind of takes a little while. Even when Silver Surfer, he goes to fight off against the one that was going to destroy Earth almost. And I almost forgot to mention his name. Technically, he doesn't actually appear on screen, but I don't know, like a cloud form of him does, kind of. You could just about see it, and that being Galactus. Yeah, so technically this was his first live action debut, I guess, but kind of not. It's mutual. I especially like it when Human Torch gave Silver Surfer a lift. Even Silver Surfer had a smile, And, yeah, Silver Surfer, he sacrifices himself to fight off and stop Galactus. And, that's it, Earth is saved, and, Silver Surfer became the hero right there, saving Earth. Well, and so did the Fantastic Four, with their help, too. Susan, of course, comes back to life, and Johnny no longer has that problem where, he can take their powers, everything's back to normal. And of course, they once again have their wedding, this time, in Japanese, a Japanese wedding ceremony. And especially when, right before, because they have another mission, and, They quickly have their wedding, and I forgot to mention, the wedding, oh boy, like, the one who was, I now pronounce you husband and wife, he was played by Brian Posen. Yeah, I said that right. Yeah, he's best. I remember him best from The Big Bang Theory as Bert, and he made an appearance in the first episode of Mandalorian. But he's also, it's not just Fantastic Four. Like, he's done something else, Marvel. He has done some of the Deadpool comics as well, which that's good for him. And oh yeah, Stan Lee's cameo. I almost forgot to mention Stan Lee's cameo. He was a rejected wedding guest. Stan Lee, that's funny. And he's like, but I'm Stan Lee. My name should be on there. It's really funny. It's a funny cameo. It's Stan Lee. His cameos are always great, even if it's in a bad Marvel film. You get my point. Yeah, and right before they take off in their jet, like, as with all weddings, Susan throwing the bouquet, the flowers, and Ben telling Johnny, "Heads up, Johnny," because he could see that, like, Nova is almost about to grab the flowers, and Johnny just sets it on fire. It's funny. And I believe as though that it seems that, Johnny now officially has a woman of his own, which being Nova. So, again, that's the thing. Did Nova really ever have feelings? I want to say probably so, Maybe we were just about seeing it, but, she was still trying to still be serious because she was part of the army, so... And what a way to end that film, because they fly in the sky and they make the Fantastic Four logo. What a way to end that. And even, like, say, right as the credits start, we already get an end credit scene, and that being Silver Surfer. He survives, so... But with all that being said, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. It's okay. I don't think it's that bad. I like the first two Fantastic Four films. I don't think they're that bad. And... that is, and aside from then, that is until, the one we got in 2015, we'll get to that down the road. Yeah, we all know how that turned out. But anyways, so how do I rate the rise of Silver Surfer? Well, since I thought it was pretty good, I'm giving this, 8 out of 10 stars. I thought it was pretty good. I like the first two Fantastic Four films, without a doubt. And what about you guys? What did you think of Rise of the Silver Surfer? What did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And stay tuned later this week. Once again, reviewing more Marvel films, jumping back to the MCU, and this time, the Guardians are back in Volume 2. Stay tuned for that. Take care, and peace out.